this is Angela here at the Chicken Coop. And in my last video, I talked to y'all about making bows. So I thought I would kind of give you a little bit of instructions on how I make my bows and what all you kind of need for that. So for me, I try to get my ribbon very inexpensively. I talked about that like at yard sales or when it's on sale at the stores, so that, you know, I usually try to keep it under about $2, $1 to $2 for a bolt. Okay, and I've bought these at garage sales for 10 cents, 25 cents, 50 cents. So, you know, just whatever ribbon that you like. And then you have to have some wire, just a real thin gauge wire. This just is a piece of wire that, you know, I buy them in the floral section usually. And then scissors, not your good scissors that you use for material and paper, but just a regular pair of scissors. And then we'll go over showing you how to decorate your bags and talk about bags and saving money with bags like I did last video, okay? All right, so what I do is I don't really measure out what I need, so I don't know exactly how much I use, but usually I can get a couple of bows per roll of ribbon usually. All right, so the first thing I do is I just make a small loop, and I just kind of gauge it. This is going to be my center loop. And see, I've just made like a little loop, and I'm going to have enough overlapping that I'm not going to lose that when I catch my wire through there to do my bow, okay? So I've got a pretty good amount of ribbon overlapping right here, okay? So then I'm going to kind of, and this is wired ribbon. Makes the best bows usually are wired ribbon. All right, so then I'm going to kind of squeeze that together, and that's going to hold that. Now this ribbon, it's got the print on one side, so you have to do a twist right here. So I'm going to do a little twist, and I'm going to make one loop and squinch it in with this other, and I'm going to do another twist. That gets my print back on the front side. And then I'm going to kind of look at the loop that I made down below and kind of gauge that, and then switch in my bow. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect, but the more you get it, is the better. So then I have a bow that looks like this. One, this is a center, and then one on each side. Okay, now that's kind of like my center bow. Now I'm going to flip it again, and I'm going to go a loop a little bit bigger than this loop. See how this sticks out just a little bit bigger than that loop. And I kind of do it as an angle. And then I'm going to gather all that together. I'm going to twist my ribbon. And do it again. All right, and once again, this loop is a little bit smaller than this loop. So this is how it looks. I've got this loop, center loop, this loop. This is straight up and down, okay? Well, I'm looking at it. The way I'm looking at it is straight up and down. Kind of show you. See, straight up and down. And then these side loops are kind of at an angle. See how they're at an angle from this center loop that's going straight up and down. Now, I'm going to go the other direction. Twist it. And I'm going to try to do one more that's straight up and down. And it's kind of the same size. This loop is the same size as this loop. Twist it. Do another one, straight up and down. This loop is the same size as this loop here. Okay, and then I'm going to go diagonally again and twist it. And then this one's going to go over here to this side right here. And gather. Then this one's going to kind of move to this side over here. And gather. So right now I have 3 loops on the back side, and then on my front I have the ones that are straight side by side. And that's what I usually try to do. I do that center loops and then I do 3 on each side, okay? And then I'll show you how that works out with that. So I make a pretty full bow, okay? Now, I'm going to cut my ribbon back here, okay? So I'm just going to make sure that I have a long enough tail so that when I use my wire to hold this bow together, that I don't, like this catches this and it doesn't all unravel on you, okay? So now I have all this in my hand, right? I've got it all in here. Now, I'm going to take this ribbon, I'm going to make some tails. So, I'm going to make kind of a short, sometimes I make 2 tails and sometimes I make just 1 tail. Just kind of depends on how much ribbon I got. And this is where I'm going to cut again. And I'm just going to kind of do it on an angle. You can do it square, you can make a little, and I'll show you that in here in a minute. So, and I've probably got like so I've got like a little bit of a long, pretty good long tail, okay? So, I'm going to take my wire and I'm going to feed it through that center loop, get it about halfway through. So I've got half of the wire on one side and half of the wire on the other side. And I'm going to come to the back here. Now, this is kind of probably the hardest part because you kind of have to hold your bow and hold this side and pull. It helps if you pull it really tight and then do a little twist and get your wire tight. And sometimes it's easier said than done. So you have to pull it and turn it. And sometimes I need help on this. Sometimes I have to get my husband to help me hold it and pull it and twist it at the same time. So then I just do a few little twists like a bread tie, just a few little twists to keep that knot. Now, my bow is not just exactly pretty yet, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these, I'm just going to fix them a little bit. I'm going to take this one that's on the side and I'm going to pull it one down, more one on the side, and I'm going to just play with it to get it really full looking. And you'll be able to see when I show it to you what I'm kind of talking about here. And I just kind of play with it. I like a bit, like I say, I like a big full bow. Okay. I'm going to twist those and make sure I got them in. So here's my bow. And I've got 1, 2, 3 loops on this side. 1, 2, 3 loops on this side. And then I have those center loops that are just straight across. Right there. And then I have my ties. So see? Now, these little pigtail things, you can cut them more at an angle, or I like to do where I fold it in half and make like the little triangle. So I just fold that in half and then cut down to the points of the corners of the ribbon. Okay? And it doesn't have to be perfect to make it a pretty bow. See? And then that's my bow. Now, then I talked to y'all earlier about saving money with these sacks. Buying them I bought mine at Hobby Lobby, and I got the 3 different sizes like I said before. I got the smaller size, the medium size, and the bigger size. And I got these on sale for 50% off, and they were a package of, 8 or so in each package. And so that made each bag way less than $1 a bag. More like 50 and 75 cents a bag. You can't even get that at the dollar store that cheap. So you take this bag and you have this nice brown bag. It's kind of an all occasion bag. And even, you know, like I say, I've given baby gifts in this. You get the bow that kind of corresponds to that baby, pink, blue, you know, a color if you don't need a birthday gifts, bright colored bows. This could be a pretty fall gift. And then you put this nice pretty bow on that sack, and that makes a really pretty looking gift bag. And I've done that for very inexpensively. You know, a couple of dollars, less than a couple of dollars to do this. And then my gift. So that was just one of the things that I wanted to show y'all about making how I make bows. And it takes some practice. I've been doing it a while, but if you just kind of have what you do the same way every time, and you do it exactly the same way, and you practice on it, your bows will get prettier and prettier as you do them. So this is Angela, and thanks for watching me at the Chicken Coop. Bye bye.